Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. The Mavs eliminate the number one seed, OKC Thunder, 117-116 to reach the Western Conference Finals. Remember the headlines that everybody said about me? Ocho, I said OKC. Y'all really think they go to the Western Conference Finals? Y'all think they go to the NBA Finals? I ain't one to say I told. Look at this, Ocho. Look what they got up there. Look at what they said now. Yeah, now, I want them to run. I want them to run. Unc was right with the same passion.
Right.
You see? Now they'll
listen. OKC did put up a great fight. OKC put up a great fight, but obviously the experience.
Number one seed not supposed to put up great fights. Number one seed supposed to win.
I know, but Shai over there. I'm not gonna say he by himself. You know, Shai. You know, we got Jalen Williams. He got Chet Holmgren, but it's not enough. It's not enough to go against that three-headed monster over there with the Mavs in Dallas now. That goddamn Kyrie and Luka, and obviously PJ Washington. I'm gonna talk about PJ a little bit because he started off real bad tonight. He started off real bad tonight. He got in foul trouble early, but that second half, them key threes that he did hit in that game to seal it.
Them 2 free throws.
And the free throws, you talk about clutch. I'm not calling them Kobe, but I'm saying PJ Washington was Kobe-ish.
Oh, you mean Kobayashi?
Kobe.
Yeah, you must be the hot dog each.
I'm just saying, but having the first half like he had then being able to make those shots in a clutch situation, you know, because making free throws, I mean, to many that are watching from home, they think it's easy.
Oh, no.
They think it's so easy, but understand the pressures in a game of this magnitude where you want to close it out. Hey, that shit difficult now. That shit difficult.
It is. I think the thing is, look, you know, I'm just giving the OKC Thunder. They're better than I actually thought they were, considering how well they performed. They wouldn't go away. This is a very, very young team. I'm talking about really, really, really young. I agree with you. I think they need one more superstar to pair along with Shai because he's sensational. He's been sensational the entire series. He showed why he was MVP runner-up. He showed why he's going to be probably a unanimous. He, Luka, and Yoke were probably unanimous first-team All-NBA players. He showed you why. He had the package. He hit the three. He had the mid-range. But he also showed you, man, I ain't got to live by these threes because he may get a lot of his buckets in the paint.
Yeah,
he get a lot of his points in the mid range. He's sensational. I love watching this young man play, compete. I can assure you, the Clippers did not see this coming. Kawhi, he wanted a veteran player to go along with it, or he was going to the Lakers, and the Clippers could not afford that to happen. So they got Paul George, but they had to give up Shai and a lot of draft picks. But Shai was sensational. They don't have anything to be. Yeah, I understand it's disappointing because you had the number one seed and you want to get at least to the Western Conference Finals. Right. It didn't happen this year. And maybe they're a year early. So maybe next year was where they're supposed to be, where they are now. Maybe they were supposed to be there next year. I think if they can get one veteran, a star player to pair along with Shai, because they got everything. I love Chet. Chet does a great job of contesting a lot of shots. He can shoot the three ball. He's block. He can defend the rim. He lobs. He great at hovering around the basket, getting rebounds and put back. But tonight you saw when it came down to it, you had Derrick Jones was early. That second half, three after three after three. He had 22 points. Kyrie got going late. Got going in the second half. He had 22 points. Luka had a triple-double with 29, 10, and 10. Yep. I don't know if they would have ever got to that lead, but the turnovers, the Mavericks, whomever they play in the next round, they've got to eliminate. They got to cut down on those turnovers. Yeah, because you look at – go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, you look at the turnovers they had in this game, and as you get to the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals, whatever it may be, when you play a better team – you won't be able to overcome some of those turnovers because when you turn the ball over, the better team that you're going to play are going to capitalize and get points off of those, and you're going to put yourself in the goddamn hole, and you're not going to always be able to dig out of it. Even though the game of basketball is a game of runs, it's a game of runs. You know, momentum shifts. But as you play better teams that have better scoring output, which is what you're going to face in the next round, you're not going to be able to recover all the goddamn time.
Considering the Mavericks out-rebounded by 16 total. They out-rebounded by 7 on the offensive glass. So you're thinking, oh, man, this is going to be easy. But they turned the ball over 18 times, which led to 27 points for the Thunder. Right. That's why the game was closer than what it really needed to be, considering how you dominated the offensive glass, how you dominated total rebounds, but you allowed the team to stay in the ball game because you turned the ball over. Think about it. The Mavericks shot 47% from the floor. They shot 16 of 34 from the three. But when you turn the ball over like that, you're going to allow teams to stay in ball games, and sometimes it comes back to bite you in the butt. OKC is going to kick themselves because they had an 11-point lead at one time. Right. They got it whittled down. They stretched it back up to 17, and they lost it. So they're going to find them, and that's what happens. You're a young team. You got to find ways to hold on to that lead. You got to find out ways to get stops. But I think Jason Kidd made a very strategic move in the second half. He went to a zone defense. Yeah. That allowed them to, because they were going bucket for bucket. I was like, you can't win the game. They got to lead. You can't go bucket for bucket. Right. You won't catch up. Right. So he went to that zone. It allowed them to get back into the ball game. They went away from it. They went out on again. He went back to the zone again. And I think that was a very great strategic move by Jason Kidd. Going to that zone, he went to it twice. It served him well both times, and guys started to make shots, and they did a great job. But OKC, they'll be back. This is a young, gritty team and a hungry team. Jalen Williams is going to get better, but I think in order for them to get to that next level, because guess what? The Nuggets not going away. Right. Minnesota definitely not going away. Right. Let's see what happens with the Warriors. What can they retool with? If they get another guy, if Clay coming back, I think Sacramento, if Zion can stay healthy, right, New Orleans is going to be to deal with. Yeah. So there's a lot of, everybody's going to get, but you keep saying Jalen Williams going to get better, but I think the Western Conference as a whole will continue to get better.
So I have a question. That's a good thing. We talk about OKC and how good they were, obviously being the number 1 seed going into the playoffs, and you say a veteran presence is also needed to pair with Shai and Chet. Who's the veteran? Who is a great piece? Who is the great piece that would be willing to go play with a younger team?
That's the thing, Ocho. You're probably, Ocho, they got 7, 8, 9 first-round picks. They got 7, 8, 9 second-round picks. You might be willing to give up some of those first-round picks and maybe go get a Brandon Ingram. Maybe go get go get a proven commodity. Right. Because the likelihood of you being able to attract someone, ain't nobody going to OKC. It ain't happening, Ocho. It ain't happening.
Is it that bad? What's wrong with OKC? I mean, are players looking at the city that they're going to, or are they looking at the team and the chance that they have in getting far in the playoffs?
Let me ask you a question. You get an opportunity, you can go to Lakers, you can go to Miami, you can go to Orlando, you going to OKC, or you going to one of those places for the same money?
Okay, hold on. Orlando ain't going nowhere.
Oh, Orlando was in the playoff. They young. Banchero, he legit. Yeah.
I know about young dude, but I'm talking about, think about it. They almost made it to the finals. Eastern Conference Finals. Almost.
OKC, no, they went to the second round. The Western Conference Finals is going to be between them.
Next.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said they almost. Yeah. I mean, obviously they lost to the Mavs. So, I mean, as a player, obviously I don't play the game of basketball, so people in the chat might know a little bit more than I do based on this, but I would want to go play with the Young Bulls. Obviously, we're the number 1 seed. So why would I choose in going to a Miami and understanding what Miami has, or going to, I mean, Miami doesn't have a Shai. They don't have anybody scoring 30 points a game.
No, but
I'm not going to Orlando. Orlando has a great young player. I forgot it. He's Spanish, right?
Pablo Banchero.
Oh yeah,
Banchero.
Hey, young bull, nice, but again, he's not going to play with a Shai. You know, it's different. We talk about a MVP runner-up. I want to go play with that.
Banchero, he's only going to get better. Remember, he made the All-Star team in his second year.
Yeah.
They got a very young team. You look at Suggs, you look at Wagner. They got a young team. They need a veteran presence. Let's just say they go out and get a Paul George. Let's go say they go and get a Donovan Mitchell. Oh, they're going to be a major player. They got
Donovan Mitchell to OKC.
But see, here's the thing. He left Utah. He didn't want to be in Utah. Now, maybe that had a lot to do with Rudy Gobert.
We talk about Utah now. Come on now.
But here's the thing, though, Ocho. Trading somebody there, Kawhi wasn't going to Toronto. You see, when Kawhi got his first chance, where Kawhi went? L.A. They traded Paul George to OKC. Now, he stayed because he was with Russ.
Right.
But he wasn't going there as a free agent. If you go back and look, what big-time free agent has signed with OKC? Only one big-time free agent has ever signed with San Antonio. And that was the guy from Portland. What's his name? LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah.
He signed with San Antonio as a big-time free agent.
Right.
It's hard for small market teams to
attract big names.
Think about it. LeBron could get anybody to come to Cleveland. LeBron effing James. He couldn't get anybody to come to Cleveland.
Right.
And you think Shai gonna be able to get some people to come to OKC? KD and Russ couldn't get anybody to come to OKC.
And that's fucked up, man. The way
it is what it is. You're gonna have to trade and get a guy.
Mm-hmm.
You got enough draft capital to do it.
And speaking of trade, if you trade for a veteran presence, what happened if the players, obviously basketball players make, I call it fuck you money.
Mm-hmm.
I call it fuck you money. And you could trade a player to a certain place. And what happens if he say, you know what, man, I don't want to play here.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to play here. Does that happen? Does it happen? They can pull that off.
For the most part, like if you're KD, Brooklyn did him a solid.
Right.
He gave him, like, I would really like to go to Phoenix because he's been a good soldier. Mm-hmm. They did that. Kyrie gave him choices, and they sent Kyrie to Dallas. Now, maybe that was the perfect landing spot. It's kind of like when the fox had the rabbit in his hand. Right. And he told him, he's like, you know what? I should eat you. I should throw you in the briar patch. He's like, please don't throw me in the briar patch. Don't, right. Mr. Fox, if you throw me in the briar patch, I'm going to get all them thorns on me. I'm going to be scratched up.
Right.
The Fox throwed him in the briar patch, and he said, that's where I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Kyrie, like, I don't really want to go anywhere but the Lakers. Right. And you know, oh, man, I'm with Luka. That's where I wanted to be. No state taxes.
Right.
He get to play alongside a guy. He don't have to shoulder the load. And Kyrie has matured so much. He seems to be so at peace.
Right.
I mean, I need to go talk to him because I want to see how he's so at peace. You saw the other night, they won the game. He beating the drum.
Yeah.
He's a cerebral player that's found peace. Happy, married, kids. Kyrie, hey, we know he's always been able to play.
Oh yeah.
There was never an issue about his ability.
Yeah. Never that.
You'll find you don't to be able to handle the ball, 3 levels, the three, the mid range, can finish either hand at the rim, can shoot, can fit the free throw. We never worried about that.
You know what else? Not only has he been able to play, but he's been healthy too.
Yeah.
He's been healthy too. He's always had issues. I've heard rumblings about his knees being bad, but this year he's been healthy. He's been available.
Yes. So it's gonna be very, very interesting. You know, this was Chet first year. He's only gonna get better. You saw the improvement from when he was a freshman at Gonzaga, and then all of a sudden he misses his entire first year. If there's something to be said about guys that miss their first year, Ocho, for the simple fact, even though you're not playing, you're learning. You're learning how to be a pro without having to be a pro by playing. Study habits, getting in the cold tub, rehabbing, lifting, how you conduct yourself on the road. That goes a long, long way. You look at guys like Joel Embiid, missed a lot of time. Ben Simmons missed time, although I don't think Ben Simmons will ever be what he once was. Injuries. And I think he got beat up so much mentally. I don't think he'll ever be what he once was, Ocho. But you look at guys that missed time their first year, Blake Griffin, some of these other guys, and it went a long way. But The Thunder go down 4-2 to the Mavs, 117-116. The Mavs move on. They face the winner of the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets. So that's going to be a very interesting game. In their first 40 playoff games, LeBron James averaged 27.3, 8.3 rebounds, 7.3 assists. He shot 44% from the floor, 29% from the three-point line, 74% from the free throw line. In his first 40 playoff games, Luka's averaging 31 points a game, 9.4 rebounds, 8.2 assists. He's shooting 46% from the floor, 35% from the three, 72% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Shai this year, Ocho, he was sensational.
Crazy.
30 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, 6 assists a game, 2 steals a game. He was first in 30-point games, most 30-point games since Harden in 2019, led the NBA in steals, best player on the number 1 seed, youngest number 1 seed in NBA history, second in MVP voting. So the future is very, very bright in OKC.
Yeah.
The only thing, Ocho, is not to get complacent and say, hey, we young, we did this, get back in the lab. Take you some time off. You know, Shai's going to be on the Canadian Olympic team. I think Lou Dort is going to be on the Canadian Olympic team. So they're going to be playing. Hopefully, Jalen Williams, both of the Williams kids, Chet, they get right back into Isaiah Joe, Josh Giddey. They're probably, I can see a scenario where they move Josh Giddey. I can really see that happening. People talking about KD go back to OKC. Well,
that's a possibility.
It is. I don't know if he really wants to do that but they have the draft compensation
to get it, make it happen
to restock what Phoenix lost
by
trading to get KD. But it was a great series. Yeah, it goes down 4-2. Could have easily gone 7 to join the other 2 7-game matchups. The Nuggets and the Wolves play game 7, and the Knicks and the Pacers play a game 7. So we almost had 3 game 7s, which the NBA would have loved.